We are just about a year away from seeing the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America on the big screen. We certainly saw him on Disney Plus in the MCU on Disney Plus, but we're getting Captain America Brave New World supposedly in February of 2025. It's been delayed a couple of times. Apparently, production has not gone smoothly. They've changed a lot of stuff, including the outfit for Captain America, and they've apparently just removed a bunch of villains, and we've got lots of rumors and leaks about Captain America 4, aka New World Order, and now aka Brave New World, because they're changing the name and everything about that as well. I do not particularly think people should be excited about this, but we do have the information on what is likely an impending train wreck. A new leak offering us our first glimpse at a big shakeup no one was asking for appears to be splitting fans down the middle. While some are excited to see the change in action, others don't see why it needed to be altered at all, referring to the leaked look at the new superhero suit to be worn by Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson in Captain America 4. And if you remember in Falcon the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus, they were very, very comics accurate to what Falcon Cap looked like in the Marvel Comics universe. Lots of white with little hints of blue, and obviously the mechanical wings. And he is going with a very blue look and a very similar look to what Captain America Steve Rogers has worn in the past. I think this is probably a very smart move. You don't want to really associate this version of Captain America with that Falcon and the Winter Soldier show that just quite frankly wasn't very good and probably set Anthony Mackie up for failure as the new Captain America. I think we all remember the scene.
You did your part in dealing with those terrorists, now we'll do ours. You have to stop calling them terrorists.
There were still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand. Trucks are almost here. Worst case scenario, we kill the hostages. Either way, our message gets out to the world.
You've got to do better, Senator. You've got to step up.
He just almost changed his entire personality on a whim just because he put the uniform on and he had the shield. Didn't make a whole lot of sense, especially within the context of the show. Apparently, I was supposed to be rooting for the terrorists. Maybe the terrorists were the good guy, but really I think everybody was rooting for USA Agent, which is supposed to be like a psychotic version of Captain America. We do know that Falcon Winter Soldier was also troubled production, but I do think this is a smart move because quite frankly, you don't want to associate anything with your movie universe with that television show, which just quite frankly was bad. By decking Sam out in almost a mirror version of Steve's the Winter Soldier suit, however, it signals to the fans that the MCU is attempting yet again to repeat the Phase 2 highlight success. Even more prominently, Sam's arc in Brave New World closely reflects Steve's in The Winter Soldier. Just as Steve was adjusting to the 21st century in that film, so Sam is still adjusting to becoming Captain America himself in this one. Steve had to go on the run as he went up against a corrupted SHIELD, and Sam may likewise become a fugitive if President Ross turns against him. And I think a lot of fans that were disappointed with Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4 and 5 got kind of tired that everything was formulaic. I don't think what they meant by that is let's replay the greatest hits of Phases 1 through 3. Let's just copy the exact same plots that we've already done and put them on a new character. Me personally, I think Sam Wilson as Falcon is absolutely amazing. I think Anthony Mackie did just such a good job of building that character up, making him an Avenger in his own right, and honestly making him Falcon Cap, which never worked in the comic books. It was firmly rejected because also in the comic books, as soon as Sam Wilson becomes Captain America, he loses his personality. He basically becomes Barack Obama. It was just really weird, but obviously he was the president at the time and was quite a big deal. And they basically repeated the mistake in the TV show. I think everybody that kind of watched Phases 1 through 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and specifically the Captain America story that includes Falcon, but also includes the Winter Soldier, would probably agree it made more sense. The way that it was worked out was that Bucky would eventually become Captain America as a big moment of redemption, where the other Avengers finally forgive him for his sins and realize that he is a hero in his own right and the true legacy of Captain America after Steve Rogers leaves, although they probably should have just never got rid of Steve Rogers. Now, we do have a lot more rumors specifically regarding the Serpent Society and all the stuff regarding Harrison Ford, and then some other more generalized rumors that are circling around Captain America Brave New World. Sam is looking to assemble a new team of Avengers to take down Harrison Ford's President Ross, in Captain America Brave New World. President Thunderbolt Ross will be the main villain, with multiple villains making an appearance in the film. Don't expect Ford's Red Hulk to be hidden or kept secret like Marvel usually does with their new characters. He's going to be front and center whenever the marketing of the movie starts. And obviously that was an enormous get, I guess, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because we did have William Hurt, who had portrayed General Thunderbolt Ross in the past, specifically the original Incredible Hulk movie with Ed Norton before he was replaced by, who was he replaced by? Oh, Mark Ruffalo. What a downgrade in actors that was. And then he came back to also portray Thunderbolt Ross as a retired general, but now like a senator or something like that. He was some type of political guy who came up with the Sokovia Accords that basically set up all the stuff that was happening, or at least the conflicts that were happening between the teams in Captain America Civil War. And obviously, William Hurt passed away. It does feel like Harrison Ford might be a little bit too old for this. Obviously, they are going to do the Red Hulk stuff with CGI. But I would have thought they would have got somebody perhaps a little bit younger and probably more fit to do some of the more physical aspects of what the Red Hulk is going to do, even if, if he's in the little suit with all the dots on it, so they can get that one right. But clearly, Harrison Ford's going to be a big deal. He will be front and center for the marketing of Captain America Brave New World because, quite frankly, I think Marvel and Kevin Feige and Disney and Bob Iger know that Anthony Mackie as Captain America probably is not going to sell this movie on its own. Probably got to have Harrison Ford out there as the Red Hulk and get people really excited for that. I don't know that that makes me excited for it. It's interesting. I like Harrison Ford. I certainly like Indiana Jones. I love Han Solo. I liked a lot of stuff that Harrison Ford has done. But I don't know that I ever wanted to see him as the Red Hulk. Obviously he's going to be the president of the United States and all that kind of stuff. So obviously that rumor has been out there for a very long time. Also recently we were told the Serpent Society has been completely removed from Captain America Brave New World. Their scenes were the first major action pieces that featured Captain America, Falcon, and Isaiah Bradley. Rosa Salazar's Diamondback might survive the new version of the movie, but don't expect to see WWE star Seth Rollins' Cobra. What the hell are you doing to Seth Rollins? He's a goddamn superstar. You got WrestleMania coming up. He's the heavyweight champion. You can't even fit him into the goddamn movie. He's Seth freaking Rollins. I think people probably were excited to see the Serpent Society. It's one of those weird things that you get in comic books, but they're pretty cool. They certainly are villainous. And I would have liked to have seen a version of Captain America fight the Serpent Society, but obviously they had to retool a lot of this movie. At least that's what we've been hearing for quite some time when it comes to Captain America 4, which was New World Order, and now Brave New World. And it sounds like they had to basically scrap the entire beginning of the movie and start over. And they even removed the Serpent Society, which I imagine there's some Marvel Comics fans that were looking forward to that. Finally, I've got some more individual rumors regarding what's going to go on in this film. Leela Taylor, Sam Wilson's love interest in the comics, will appear in the film. Adamantium is going to first appear in Captain America Brave New World. It'll show up on Tiamat Island, and countries will go to war over it being an open resource on unclaimed land that could be more valuable than vibranium. The leader from 2008's The Incredible Hulk will return with practical effects, and a follow-up to Cap 4 is already in development, and this could be the World War Hulk project that has been rumored for a very long time. As far as Leela Taylor, who really cares about that? Adamantium, that certainly sparks the interest. If you're not a Marvel Comics fan, or maybe even a Fox X-Men fan, adamantium is the metal that has been infused within Wolverine's skeleton that makes him basically invulnerable and gives him his blades and all that kind of stuff. When they did the experiment and they were putting the metal into him, that was adamantium. Very, very strong substance. Normally in comic books, not quite as valuable or as powerful as vibranium, but obviously it'll be a new substance to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The leader could be interesting. We did see at least the beginning stages of the leader coming to fruition at the end of the Incredible Hulk movie with Ed Norton. Like I said, what an enormous downgrade. Ed Norton to Mark frickin' Ruffalo. Are you kidding me? Kevin Feige, you couldn't bring Ed Norton back for that damn Avengers film? I thought he was a much better, more compelling Bruce Banner than Mark Ruffalo ever will be. But if we are moving towards a World War Hulk project, I will be in favor of that. Although they did kind of already... Well, they didn't tell the story of World War Hulk. They were hinting at and telling parts of the story of Planet Hulk, which leads into World War Hulk. So I don't know. Maybe we'll finally get our first big solo Hulk film in like 15 years. Hopefully they replace Mark Ruffalo by then. And hopefully I don't know what the word is. They de-transform him from hipster doofus Hulk that they were doing in Endgame, which I absolutely hated, and actually get the real Hulk back. And while you're at it, just bring Ed Norton back. And if he's not available, get Eric Bana. He was a better Hulk as well, in my opinion. But those are the big rumors and leaks around Captain America Brave New World, which should be hitting theaters in about 1 year's time. I think it's February 14th, 2025. It's supposed to come out this year, but, you know, Marvel basically just cleaned the slate out, pushed everything back, and all eyes are going to be on Deadpool 3 in 2024. Probably the most important MCU film since Avengers Endgame, especially setting up the future of the MCU after phases 1 through 3, as phases 4 and 5 have just absolutely sucked, and they need some more successes after that. I do want to invite you all to check out the Patreon. There's a link in the video description. In there, every single week, I do an awesome pop culture podcast with my good friend Aaron Sparrow. And if you do like the comics, and you know I'm a comic book fan, I got lots of extra comic book podcasts as well. You might want to check out the Patreon if you're interested in more content from Thinking Critical. And this is for the most hardcore geeks out there. I hope to see you there.